The Democrats preparing to go public with their one-sided impeachment probe that's shaping up to be anything but fair. Shifty Schiff and his cohorts are calling their first two witnesses tomorrow. Rush Limbaugh predicts it's going to turn into a Kavanaugh-style debacle.
It was a never-ending parade for about a week and a half. As every person they brought forth to try to destroy Kavanaugh failed, there was another one waiting in the wings. And I will guarantee you that it is the same strategery they're going to employ here this week. They're going to screw this up like they screwed up the Kavanaugh thing. They want it too much. And because they want it too much, they are making tactical and strategic mistakes.
And if you need more proof that the media is complicit in pushing the Democrats' talking points, check this out. Media Research Center finds that since impeachment started, network TV coverage has been 96% negative for Trump. This is all happening while the president continues to launch blistering attacks, calling the impeachment probe a no due process scam. He's also saying that Joe Biden and his son should testify, but Sleepy Joe says it's not necessary.
There is zero rationale for that to happen. Nobody has suggested anything was done that was inappropriate. This is all a diversion. This is classic Trump. Classic Trump. Focus on the problem.
Okay, let's go back, Dana, to the Rush Limbaugh comment. And after that, he followed that with this point that they're always predicting Trump's toast. You know, in the primary, he was toast. In the general, he was toast. Mueller, he's toast. And now this impeachment thing is going to be toast.
Don't forget they predicted
it never works out that way.
And they predicted he didn't really want to win anyway.
Right.
And he didn't really want to run. And then he was going to drop out and all these things. I think that the media is expecting a very strong performance out of the Democrats tomorrow because the Democrats have set this bar really high, which makes me think, okay, they're not... They might have something up their sleeve. I have no idea what it is.
A crying witness?
I don't know. The crying witness, I don't know. That probably comes later.
Okay.
I don't think you start with your crying witness. Okay. I think you wait for the crying witness. But I wonder if they might have something up their sleeve. I don't know what it could be. But if they just come out and rehash what we've been talking about for the last 6 weeks, it seems to me that'll be a pretty short-lived hearing.
And, Greg, I don't think having Schiff run this thing is just good optics. He's not easy on the eyes. He's annoying when he opens his mouth, and he's just not trustworthy.
Well, he has a problem in that we know exactly what he's going to do, and then he does it horribly. I don't think this is going to be like Kavanaugh at all. It's not going to be that interesting because it's about a phone call. It's about a president doing his job, and it's about the opinions about whether it was appropriate or inappropriate. It's about opinions. So the Democrats, here's my prediction, are going to do their best to draw out the emotion by using questions like, did you feel threatened? How did it make you feel? It's going to be basically group therapy in which the shrink is going to be asking the children, how mean was your daddy? And Trump being the daddy. This is why, to your point yesterday about how the media had to change the language, Anderson Cooper, I think it was last night, said that Trump was orchestrating a shakedown. Now, how do you orchestrate a shakedown in public when you want Ukrainian officials to publicize it and the person being shook down is completely unaware they're being shook down? I think they realize the quid pro quo is a no-go. They're desperate for new language, and this is going to fail. So the best that the media can do right now, because this isn't really just about the Democrats, it's about the media who've been selling this, they're still hoping that we all suit up and take this game seriously, because they're taking it seriously. They want us to. But you need to look at impeachment as a junkie dancing on a street corner in his underwear. It's their experience. It's not yours. It's what they're living, but it's not yours. So the media's strategy is preventive intervention. CNN is trying to get the public to be so interested in this. Please, this is so important, but it's not happening. It's not happening. Everybody knows it's just going to be about people whining about a phone call. This thing is going to peter out in an hour.
Maybe Schiff's secret is going to be a dancing junkie in his underwear. I mean, I'd watch that, Juan. What do you think?
Come on over to my place.
What do you think about Greg's point that the so-called scandal just doesn't have the emotional firepower that other scandals have had?
I know you're a young man, Jesse, but John Dean sat there in his monotone, and guess what? I think it was over like a week, the numbers just tumbled for President Nixon.
Right.
I mean, America just said, wait a second, what is he saying? That's unbelievable. I mean, so that's not it. I mean, to me, what we've got here is an effort, and Greg, I think, reflects this, which is to say to the American people, forget about this. This is a bore. It's not interesting. This is not
and it's not real.
Not even Clinton and sex. But this is much more important, in my opinion. In my opinion, what this requires is for people, right now, the Republican strategy say, yes, there's a mountain of evidence, but don't look. Look at the rainbows. Look at the rainbows in the other direction.
It's opinions.
You know, so it's tribal blindness. Because if this was Obama, if this was Hillary Clinton, they would say, hang him from the highest tree. This is treason.
We would hang Obama?
The GOP defense memo that came out yesterday, here's how our strategy is going to be for this, said, attack the witnesses, attack the credibility of William Taylor. I don't know how you do that. He's a Trump guy. Attack the credibility of George Kent. The other guy's going to testify tomorrow. These are never Trumpers. How ridiculous. These people not only worked for Trump, they were hired in times by Mike Pompeo, by Trump. Shift the discussion away from Trump. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Let's talk about Hunter Biden. Are they under threat of
yeah, but they're part of this,
no.
and you can't do anything about it.
This is about impeaching President Trump.
For 3 years, that's been the case.
You can still, as Juan says, have a mountain of evidence, but it doesn't add up to a high crime and misdemeanor. It's just a mountain of something else, Juan.
Oh, gosh.
Well, and, you know, you can go back to what the president's phone call said, and that's something that he's been arguing that they can do. The question about Hunter Biden is an interesting one, because before this phone call was released and the complaint was filed, the New Yorker ran that piece on July 1st asking the question of whether Hunter Biden was going to derail his father's campaign because of all the corruption allegations in Ukraine. So before it was popular to say that President Trump was the only one attacking Hunter Biden, the media was actually doing exposés on this. And as we pointed out before, the Obama campaign actually looked into some of this, and Joe Biden got very upset that they were kind of circling around to see maybe what would cause a problem for the Obama campaign. But why wouldn't someone like Hunter Biden want to come in front of the committee voluntarily to clear his name? He's been accused of a lot. There have been a lot of rumors about his dealings. It seems like he would take the opportunity to go and clear up the Biden campaign of any wrongdoing, to say that this call really was about going forward and using your political power as the president to go after a political opponent. But instead, he's not voluntarily doing it. Adam Schiff is blocking him, and Adam Schiff is refusing to bring any Republican requested witnesses, which shows that they're not interested in a fair process, especially after the vote was so party line in terms of moving the thing forward.
Yeah, even Adam Schiff's not stupid enough to bring Hunter to testify.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it's
that's going to happen.
Let's not pay attention to
blow up
Trump.
right in his face.
Let's pay attention to Hunter Biden.
Jesse, can we talk about what Dana said before the show started?
No, let's talk about it in the break.